All right, I want to start this video off by saying that high school is easy. You can get away with minimal effort, get through to graduation with the minimal grades, and still pass. And with luck, you can even get into university. But doing the minimal means that I didn't have to learn or didn't have to go through the process of learning how I learn. The process of finding out how my body reacts to new information and how I personally work through it. Now, I got to university and like I was punished because I didn't know how to learn. It kind of hindered my progress for the first 2 years. But that brings me to the topic of this video, which is when you're trying to get your life back in order, or if you're feeling behind in life like I am, one of the things you need to do is humble yourself and start to work on the most fundamental skill that you need to get in your tool belt, which is the skill of diving in head first. Now, what do I mean by that? It seems pretty intuitive, but when you're feeling behind in life, that means everything that you've done up to this point has led you to this stage and you don't like it. So the things you've done led you here. You don't like where this is. And to change this, you need to change this as well. So the things you do, you need to change them. But by the simple nature of things, it is implied that you haven't done these things, right? And things that you haven't done are unknown, they're unfamiliar, you don't know how to do them, which means that it's a scary situation, even at the most basic level, simply because you don't know what's going to happen. And that prevents action, I think, in most people, more often than any other reason. It's certainly the case for me that the unknown, the lack of a guarantee of the outcome that I want, is stopping me from taking action. And then, to a little extent on the side, it's kind of the perfectionism that I don't want to seem incompetent, lacking in skill, sucking at something. But anyway, to get to the point, the meta skill that you need to learn is learning how to be comfortable with doing things that you don't know. Because when you're trying to get your life in order, you're going to have to do things that you don't know. You're going to have to get good at things you're not good at. And that in itself is the skill because it opens up the world to you once you get that down. And it's not just a domain specific skill where you get good at being good or at acquiring things like skills that help you make more money, for example. It generalizes to different situations in your life as well, whether it be approaching someone in public. You've never done that before, you're not good at it, so you're afraid of the unknown. But once you're good at this skill of diving in head first, you you will have built evidence at jumping into the unknown and living through it and going to the other side and saying, I'm okay. And so in future, when you have these situations where you don't know what's going to happen, but you've done this before, right? Not the activity itself, but the act of jumping in without knowledge of where you're going to land. You've done that hundreds of times. And so when the opportunity arises where you need to approach a girl in public that you don't know, um, or standing up for yourself to a coworker that keeps pawning off work for you or on you, even though you're afraid of confrontation. You will have evidence and thereby confidence that you'll be okay, even though you don't know what's going to happen, even though you haven't done this a lot. So, to summarize, you need to learn how to learn the skills. The meta skill that you need is the ability to be okay at not being comfortable. You need that ingrained in yourself. That's the most important thing because that will allow you to try and try and try and keep going in things that you are not familiar. And that's all I wanted to say. I'm on my lunch hour and I just wanted to get the thought out of my head. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.